Aw yeah, welcome back to another video, guys. Today, it's a gloomy day in Las Vegas. I got some stuff to talk about. Just wanted to kind of touch back on the DeclineNow movement one last time. Probably not the last time, let's just be real. Just kind of want to throw a few things out there because not all orders are created equal and not all orders mean the same thing to everyone. So I'm going to give you guys a few reasons why DeclineNow doesn't make sense to me. Take it or leave it, do whatever you want with this information, but I'm just going to kind of throw out my stance out there and why I do not think that you should make a solid line at $6.99, don't take it, or $7, do take it. Now here's the first thing that comes to my mind. For example, earlier today when I was doing the daily dash, I was at my gym, which is about 6 miles east of my house, and while I was sitting in the parking lot waiting for an order to come in, I got an order for $8, and it was a 6 mile order. This order went exactly 6 miles west and delivered about a quarter mile from my house. Now, according to DeclineNow standards, that is something that I should not have taken. But to me, that order was worth $20, you know? That was a very, very good, perfect order. And for me to decline that would have been ridiculously silly. So to me, that's a perfect order. It's like playing a board game. Like when you get certain pieces, they mean certain things to different people. Not every single order is going to mean the same thing to another person. Another example is, let's say I'm living in Las Vegas, where I live. Standards of living and everything is pretty damn cheap. You know, our rent is ridiculously cheap. I pay $500 for rent. Our gas is pretty cheap, especially when you're comparing it to somewhere like New York or somewhere like California, where everything is 25 to 30% more expensive. So a $6 order to me is an $8 order to someone in California or New York. So why would we make the same standard of $7, okay? Because honestly, I'll take a $6 order all day long. The way I think of it, I think, oh, that's one meal, or like that's half a meal. I can do something with this, you know, that's 2 gallons of gas. With this like 1 mile order, I can make $6. That makes sense to me, you know? So not every single order is created equally to each person. Everyone has their own business. They all have their own schedule of things to do. And that's why every order should be taken with a grain of salt, you know? Everyone should think, oh, does this order make sense for me? Which is why I've been standing behind the casual dashing. This is something that I made up about a couple years ago when I stopped. I realized when I was just driving around and I was doing full-time dashing, I was just driving all over the place. And I looked at my map that showed me my GPS coordinates throughout the day. I was like, and then I was like, well, by the time I'm done dashing, I still have to do all of my chores that I haven't done for the day. So I still got to go. Once I read the 4-hour work week, I was like, oh, how can I literally make my day more efficient? 4-hour work week, you know? Work less, work smarter, not harder. Drive smarter, not further. And I was like, oh, so if I just sit there, maybe I'll sit outside of each coordinate that I needed to go to for that day anyways, just wait a little bit longer until I get an order that's on the other way, you know? Or like, for example, maybe I'm sitting there doing multiple apps at one time. Maybe I can take a Postmates order that takes me from here, or like get on multiple apps at a time so I can do 2 orders at a time. So these are all things that go through my head while I'm doing this. This is why for me, casual dashing makes so much more sense, and I would argue that casual dashing makes significantly more sense than to put a hard $2 a mile or $7 minimum. Now, again, when I go back to like someone in California, that $8 order that they get, that's the same as a $6 order for me. My dollars are going to go the same distance as theirs. And I would even argue that you would need more than an $8 order for it to be comparable to a $6 order for me. So this DeclineNow group is, what is it? It's probably in Canada, America. I don't know where else they do Doordash, but it's more of like at least a North America group. So how are you going to take the standards from someone living in Kentucky, where it's probably ridiculously cheap to live, and apply the same standards to somewhere in, let's say, Dallas or New York or something like that. You guys follow me? So these are the things that don't really make sense to me, and why every order needs to be taken into consideration, and you need to think, how can I make this order convenient? Like, did I need to go to the grocery store today already? Or did I need to do this? Was I going to go to the gym? You know? So that's why every order should be taken into consideration differently. Of course, I wouldn't even, if I see anything under $5, that's my minimum. I don't consider anything under $5. I don't care how convenient it is, but $5 sometimes I will take it. Like, there's certain restaurants like Chick-fil-A where it's so damn convenient. You literally drive up, they walk out with your food, and it's ready to go. Like, it's always super quick. So it's different. You have to take into consideration different orders and different restaurants and all this stuff. There's so many factors that you have to take into consideration, and it's not just miles and dollars. Just to like make it black and white of it being miles and dollars, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Now, I'm not going to say that DeclineNow is the people who started this movement. I didn't even know who they were until about 2 weeks ago, until someone said, hey, can you do a video about the DeclineNow movement? And I was like, what's the DeclineNow movement? And they sent me like this Facebook link, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. And then my first thought, I was like, I've been saying this stuff for years. If you go back 3 years into my Doordash cheat codes videos, I've been saying $2 a mile and nothing under $7. And it's like, there's plenty of people that figure this out, so we can't just like credit this DeclineNow movement. Now, I'm just saying these are like certain things of why this doesn't make sense, and what I think DoorDash is going to do. DoorDash is an algorithm-based business, you know? They are literally a tech company that is going to just create algorithms that figure out ways to do certain things. Now, what DoorDash has done with the $3 to $5 orders, they're either going to get declined over and over and over, and then they're generally going to go up 25 cents or so every time someone declines it. Or what they're going to do is wait till there's another order that is so convenient to put it on the same path that they're just going to group the orders together, and then to a dasher who maybe isn't so experienced, they're going to see, oh, $10 for 7 miles. Like, this is a pretty good order. And little do they know, one of them pays $7 and then the other one's a $3 order, and then they get stuck driving that. So these are like things you have to consider. There's so many different factors that you have to consider as a delivery driver, and that's why I say try to make your day as convenient as possible rather than try to make as much money as possible. Because sure, like, you really, as a delivery driver, you really have to consider how much wear and tear goes into your car. For me, this is the moment I got this car. I paid $43,000 for this car. It's a Ford Explorer Sport 2017, and I used to drive around a Focus ST, and the Focus ST had so many miles on it, I did not give a crap. It was already paid off and everything, and I would just drive that thing all over the place. But the moment I got this car, I was like, whoa, wear and tear is going to be way more expensive. Gas is going to be way more expensive. I need to make my dashes as convenient as possible. And if I'm going to continue dashing, which my goal has always been to stop dashing, because I have 2 businesses that I need to run, and also a YouTube channel as well. So my whole goal was to try to not have to do as much dashing as possible and make the orders as convenient as possible, so I can just do things that are on my way. And that's all I do now. I literally only do convenient, or as I like to call it, casual dashing. Usually I'll do 1 order in the morning. First thing in the morning, I wake up, I go to the gym. I will take an order on the way there. Usually it's about 6 miles or so I try to take something that goes west to east. If I can take anything that pays me to do that drive, I will. And then I'll take one that goes back. I usually go home, I change. That's usually when I do the daily dashes in the morning. So by that point, I've usually done 2 orders, and it's barely like 11 o'clock. Now, I usually like, for me, I have a different schedule than a lot of people. I probably have a lot more free time, but I'm going to sit at home and I have to do all of my work stuff. Usually I have to pack a bunch of shoe boxes and mail out all the shoe orders that my company got throughout the day. So what happens at that point, I'm going to have to drive over to the post office. At that point, I'm going to try to get one more order there and one more back. At that point, I've already done 4 orders. Usually 4 orders averages around $25 to $30. By the time it's 1 o'clock, I've already made 4 orders and everything has been exactly on the way that I've needed to go. And for $30 or so, let's say I made $30. For me, I only need to make $1,600 a month to pay all of my bills. And then probably another $500 to cover my food expenses and any of that stuff. So for me, my whole thing has always been using DoorDash to take up enough to fund myself to where I can cover all of my expenses through DoorDash and take all of the money that I make in my businesses, my footwear company. I don't touch that money. We just keep recycling it throughout the business, and it's been growing significantly because me and my business partner have not taken a single dollar out of it. And the same thing goes for my stunt show. So what I try to do is make as much money casually as I possibly can, so that way by the end of the day, I've made around $70 just doing DoorDash here and there when it's super convenient for me. And I didn't go out of my way. I didn't waste any of my time. I still had a full 8-hour workday to operate my businesses. So for me, that's just my philosophy. And some people have different philosophies. I have always taken what I call the rich driver, poor driver mindset, and that's creating as many different money ventures as you possibly can and having a diverse portfolio, like being able to make money in different ways. Like I'm an acrobat, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a DoorDash driver, I own a stunt show, a footwear company, I shoot weddings, I do like cinematography for weddings and stuff. I'm a personal trainer. I have like 7 to 10 different ways of making money. And I think that's, if one ship sinks, boom, I still got like 7 more I can do. There's many different ways. So that's why I always am trying to teach the delivery drivers. I know a lot of you guys are new from the DeclineNow movement. So I'm not hating on you guys. I just don't agree with certain things, and it's like a politician. Both politicians want the same thing for the country and they want America to do better. I want the DoorDash community to do better. The DeclineNow movement wants the DoorDash community to do better. I just have a different approach, and it's just a slight different approach, same kind of like pay model and everything, but I think I want to be as diverse as possible and create many more ways of making income rather than just rely on it. Because for me to go do an order and come back, like for example, if we have a normal delivery driver, it's their first job, they're making, let's say they go one way and then they come back. They did 2 orders. For me, I went one way, came back, I did 2 orders. I probably filmed a YouTube video. I got my mail stuff done for the day. I'm trying to do as many things as possible. So if you guys haven't read the book, The 4-Hour Workweek, that book really changed my life, especially Rich Dad Poor Dad. That one really changed my life as well. Rich Dad Poor Dad, I went from working in an office where I was making an extremely good salary. I don't want to put the number out there. I was making a ridiculous salary, a lot of money, more money than I knew what to do with. And then as soon as I read that book, I was like, I'm never going to make, I'm going to make good money, but I'm never going to make life-changing money working in an office. So once I read that book, I was like, I need to be an entrepreneur and I need to work for myself, and I'm not going to work for anyone else except for myself. And every bit and hour of effort that I can possibly put in is going towards myself and not towards someone else. So that's just been my philosophy for the last 4 years. Take it or leave it, guys. I'm just throwing as much information out there as possible. And I know a lot of you guys, some of you guys are trolls, some of you guys are haters, but my whole goal is to teach you guys as much as I possibly can and give out as much free information as I possibly can. I actually just signed up to go to school to be a financial advisor, so I'm going to have even more money tricks and tips, and especially investing stuff coming soon. So if you guys haven't yet, please consider smashing the like button because it helps out my channel, and also subscribe, and there's that notification bell thing that you're supposed to tap to, so do that as well. If you guys haven't yet, also my footwear company is offaxisacrobatics.com. You can use my discount code off-axis tanner, you get some of the best shoes that you can possibly ever wear, especially if you have foot problems. These shoes are gonna fix your feet because they are barefoot shoes, tiny, tiny, tiny thin sole, and that's gonna really strengthen your feet. So anyways, I'm just full of all kinds of random information, so every single video might be slightly different. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.